Hey, Black women, for profit small business owners, how are you guys? Welcome in. Come in and say hello. This is Black Women in Grants. How Black women with for profit small businesses can find, apply for, and win $1,000 to $10,000 in grants without hiring a grant writer. So stop scrolling. If you are a Black woman with a for-profit small business who wants to win funding for your business that is not a loan, it is debt-free, it is interest-free, and it's not based on your credit because legit grants don't check credits. Hey, Keita. Hey, Cindy Clovis. How are you, girl? Good to see you here. Grant funding is free. You don't have to pay it back. You don't have to give it back, and it cannot be taken away. It also doesn't take collateral or crowdfunding or raising money to qualify for grants. Plus, you don't have to give up a portion of control of your company to an investor or have anyone telling you how to spend this money. So if you are a Black woman with a for-profit small business and you are serious about funding your business using other people's money, or OPM, put OPM in the chat, because I know you want to learn how grants and grant funded opportunities actually work. So you can tap your screen. Let me know that you can hear me and see me. You're following along. Or somebody put OPM in the chat, because this live is for Black women with for-profit small businesses, not nonprofits, and not people looking for free money without having to do the work yourself. This is to help you win small business grants and be able to keep all of your money in your pocket. So tap your screens. Let me know you're live, because I'm live. I'm here. I'm happy to be here, y'all. So let's hang out a bit. Let's chat, because I'm going to explain what most grant winners do before they even apply for a grant, and why many small business owners who are Black women lose grants, and how our members in my mentorship program are winning grants repeatedly. Cindy's here. She's in the mentorship. Cindy, did you get your email today? Let me know. I'm trying some new stuff with our email list, girl, but I want to make sure y'all hear from me. We're about to have a special event for y'all on this next weekend. So let me start off with y'all answering this question. I want to know, how many of you have never won a grant before, but you want to learn how to win because you're tired of guessing? Type me in the chat if that's you. Type me in the chat if that's you. Nurse Roxy says me. Sky Blue says me. Thank y'all. So if you stay with me until the end, I'll share with you how I help women learn how to do this inside my mentorship program, and how you can get a partial scholarship to come work with me today. But first, I really want you to understand why most people fail to win a grant for their small business, even if you've tried to win a grant before, or you've never applied for a grant before because you don't know where to start. Put start in the chat if that's you and you're ready to learn where to start, because I'm going to break all of that down. First off, Nancy, thank you. You don't need a business plan or an LLC for most grants. You also don't have to already have made money in your business yet. And guess what? You do not need a grant writer. Somebody put what in the chat? Because a lot of y'all are shocked to know that. What you really need is preparation. You need consistency. You need a clear application with clear answers that are structured to win. So some Black women are winning multiple types of small business funding through grants and what we call grant funded opportunities, while others never win one. And it has nothing to do with luck. As I mentioned earlier, they do not check your credit, so you can win a grant, Sky Blue. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the 3 secrets that helped me win over $1 million in grants and grant funded opportunities, and why most applicants never win grants, and how our community of small business grant winners has won over $504,000 in small business grants and grant funded opportunities. And this is like small business pitch competitions, contests, giveaways, stipends, bursaries, scholarships, and partnerships. And I also want to share with you how you can start positioning your business to win a grant in only 24 hours. Okay. So I'm looking at my notes here because I don't want to leave anything out. So y'all keep tapping the live, keep parting it. Let me know you can still hear me. You're following along and you're really curious about what we're about to learn together. How many of you, be honest now, this is Sunday, it's confession time, okay? How many of you have either prayed for grants or was just thinking about grants to yourself, or was just talking to someone recently about grants, or maybe you've even Googled grants or saved a few videos? Put me in the chat if that's you. Class says she was thinking. Sky Blue says me. Thank y'all for y'all's confession, okay? Who here has applied for a grant before thinking, I sure hope I get this, and then crickets? Anybody? Because that right there is the biggest mistake that a lot of Black women are making when it comes to winning this grant. Randomly applying for grants, trying to make free information from random strangers on the internet work. Our grant winners do something different because they understand that grants are not just money. They're access to revenue, resources, and relationships. So let's talk about how grants actually work. Y'all ready? Put ready in the chat if you're tired of funding your business for yourself and you really need to understand about these grants and how they actually work. I'm going to tell you why most people never win them and what separates small business owners who actually get approved and win grants, and what they do differently from people that just randomly apply. Y'all ready? I see y'all's ready in the chat. Okay. Now, this may surprise you, but most Black women with for-profit small businesses are not losing grants because they aren't qualified. They're actually losing because no one ever taught them the process of how to find, apply for, and win grants consistently. Thank y'all for the shares. You know what really scares a lot of women about applying for grants, along with like getting rejected by the grant, they usually don't even try to apply. They are afraid of wasting time and applying for grants again and again and again and getting the same result. Can anyone here relate to that? Just put me in the chat. Again, we confessing a little bit on today, okay? So let me show you the 3 secrets, classy, that helped me win over $200,000 in grants and grant-funded opportunities in the last 12 months, and how 23 Black women in my community have won over $504,000. And this secret is going to get y'all, because you think you need a grant writer, but I'm going to tell y'all why hiring a grant writer can actually hurt your chances of winning a grant. Y'all ready? Okay. I take it the heart says a symbol that y'all want to know more. So even if you've applied for a grant before but you didn't win yet, you're in the right place, because winning a grant is not about luck, especially if you want to win more than one grant. This is a learned skill. And the biggest fear that I hear from Black women with for-profit small businesses about grants is that I don't have time. I don't know where to start. I tried before and didn't get it. Any confessions here? Put me in the chat. Like, yeah, that sound like me. Let me know. Y'all confessing today or nah? Let me sip a little of my peach smoothie. Cheers to the confession. She said, sounds like me. Okay. Is it okay if I share my secrets with you guys on how grants work? Let me know in the chat, because I really want to tell y'all why most people haven't won one and what grant winners like me and my mentees do differently. Kim, who says she's scared. Is it all right if I share with y'all? Sky Blue says yes, please. Okay, Sky, this is for you. Now, here's secret number one. Y'all got your pen and pad. Now, when you come on my lives, you got to be ready to learn. So write this down, write this down, write this down. Cindy says share on, okay? Secret number one is all about you thinking you need to hire a grant writer. Actually, hiring a grant writer or anyone else to apply for grants for you can actually hurt you. Because if you never learn the skill, you'll stay dependent on another person for winning money for your business. You do not need to hire a grant writer, because what you really need is positioning your business the right way. And this is a skill that you can learn. Y'all got it? Put got it. Because our mentees learn how to position themselves so they can find, apply for, and win grants for their business repeatedly. Makes sense? Put got it in the chat. Right, Tiffany, we're going to talk more about that. She said ended up spending almost $200 and still no grant. Let me show you what to do about that, because we meet a lot of women that have gone down that road and now they've won funding to make up for that loss, okay? So let me show you how to write that. Hold on, I'm trying to fix my screen. All right, so that was secret number one. You don't need a grant writer, and that can actually hold you back. Here's secret number two. Put 2 in the chat if you're ready for secret number 2. I keep clinging my little glass. It sounds so classy. 2, y'all ready for secret 2? Okay. Here's secret 2 about how our top grant winners think differently. First of all, they don't apply for grants randomly and hope they win. They actually qualify opportunities. They prepare their story, and then they apply for grants and grant-funded opportunities consistently. So our grant winners know where to find these opportunities. They also understand what funders want and how to share their story and apply. And they treat grants like a process, not a lottery. Put lottery in the chat if some of y'all been thinking like, oh, I hope they pick me. Lord, call my numbers. Yeah, is that how y'all been applying for grants? Putting them applications in, hoping you'll get chosen and taking a chance, honey. Go ahead, honey. Take a chance. I remember that. That's secret number 2. Put 3 in the chat if you want secret number 3. Gracefully is confessing. Thank you, Gracefully. Thank you, Kim. I see y'all's confessions. Y'all ready for secret number 3? Here's secret number 3. The 90-day grant positioning system. So a lot of people ask me, how long does it take to win a grant? You might think you need a lot of time to apply for grants, but all you need is structure. Instead of wasting your time guessing, our mentees, I'm the mentor, but they follow a process that helps them apply for grants quicker. They usually take about an hour a week, and they win grants often using this type of structure. And so that 1 hour a week can become a funding stream for your business inventory, your equipment that you need, your marketing, your staff, hiring help, putting yourself on a payroll, growth, and those of you who want to buy buildings and do renovation projects. Can anyone use a grant for any of these things that I just named? Type me in the chat if you could use funding for any of these, because I can help you win that. Y'all ready? I got you. So I've spent hundreds of hours, thousands of dollars, Jesus, learning and testing and refining this process for years, y'all. So you don't have to. So for those of you who are new here, put new in the chat. Let me properly introduce myself to y'all. Cindy's here. She knows me. She's been in our crew for a while. Cindy, I want to say years. Any newbies here? And if you've been here before, welcome. You're an OG, original grantee. That's our OG. For those who don't know me, hey newbies, my name is Dr. AJ Austin. I am founder of the Grant G.A.M.E.com. It's right above my head here in the little box. That's our website if you want to go be nosy and see what we do and look us up. I have personally won over $1 million in grants and grant funded opportunities, and I teach Black women, for-profit small business owners, how to find, apply for, and win between $1,000 and $10,000 in their first or next grant win. Can anybody use the extra 10K? Put 10K in the chat. Now, you can win more than this. It depends on how much you're applying for in funding. And we do this in less than 90 days. So if you're wondering how long does it take to win a grant, inside my 24-hour small business grant mentorship program called the Grant G.A.M.E, our quickest win being Tamika Barber. She found a grant, applied, won, and the check was in her mailbox in 30 days. Put 30 in the chat if you like. Okay. If you're feeling that, because I personally helped over 700 ladies, with 23 of them collectively winning over $504,000. Okay, so I took our top winners and I even studied their patterns, like what they did, why they won, so I can teach them to you. Put teach in the chat if you want me to teach you. I've also written 17 books, y'all, and I got another one coming out soon that I wrote kind of by accident, but y'all pray for me, okay? Because this knowledge is really what I want to share to those who need it. My last 6 books are all about grants, and so let me try to show y'all without this falling. Y'all pray. This is one of my books called Ask, A-S-K, Align, Story, and Know. It's all about, let me read my subtitle, high-level grant-winning strategy for Black women, for-profit small business owners. Okay, this is how to get to your first 6 figures in grant wins. Put the number 6 in the chat if you could use a couple of those zeros, okay? This is another book that I wrote called The Grant G.A.M.E, and G.A.M.E is an acronym. It stands for Grant Application Mentorship for Entrepreneurs. Let me read the subtitle. How to win small business grants for your Black, woman-owned, for-profit small business. I wrote it. My subtitles be super long, so I had to read that for y'all. So that's book number 2. Book number 3, Finding Funding. Now, when people read this book more than one time, they win the most money. I'm going to tell you about our top winners who have read this multiple times and how much they've won in just a minute. But this subtitle is How to Find and Secure Debt-Free, Non-Traditional Business Funding for Your Black, Woman-Owned, For-Profit Small Business. Whew. Okay, that's half of my books right there. But I've taken our top grant winners and wrote a book about them. Case studies about women who have won at a higher level. And this is how Black women, for-profit small business owners win grants. And so I put all my secrets and all I know in books, y'all. And I share these as knowledge and as teaching tools. So if you follow along with what I'm sharing on this live, it's going to answer all the questions that you have about grants, because I give you what I have. And my favorite thing about what I do is helping remove barriers to finding funding while increasing your access to those revenue, resources, and relationships that Black women need and you don't know exist without coming in to our crew, okay? So let me be clear. I do not write grants. I teach you the skill of finding grants, applying for grants, and winning them on your own for your own business. So you don't have to fall victim to scams by trying to get somebody else to do this for you. Because even if you paid someone to apply for grants on your behalf, a win is not guaranteed. Put guaranteed in the chat if you picking up what I'm putting down, because you might as well invest in and bet on yourself to guarantee that you know you'll apply the right way, to guarantee that you'll show up for your own business, to learn how to do this on your own. Thank you, C. Thank you, Miss P. So y'all, I didn't start out as a grant expert. I actually got into grants as a student and a teaching assistant in the honors program at Clark Atlanta University, where I won over $100,000 in scholarships and funding toward my education, housing, meals, and other living expenses. And so I later transferred to and graduated from Mercer University as a life coach, a certified life coach, and a master life coach trainer with a degree in training and development. And then I launched my online training company in 2020. Now, this was the year that changed everything, because I received a list of grants and I applied for my very first small business grant during the pandemic, and I won my first $1,000. Can anyone here use the extra 1K? Just put the number 1 in the chat and let me know, because for me, it was on and popping. Since then, I've won multiple six figures in small business funding like grants and contests, small business pitch competitions, incubator and accelerator and fellowship program scholarships, stipends, sponsorships, awards, and other grant funded opportunities like all expense paid trips, y'all. So I'll share more on how you can do that too. Within the last 12 months, I've won over $200,000 in grants and what are known as grant funded opportunities. And since finding and applying for and winning my first $1,000 small business grant a few years ago, I knew I had to keep applying for funding because now I had a magic formula, a grant winning formula, and it worked, okay? Okay, Free Trip, Daisha gets it. So I didn't wake up knowing how to do this, and no one gave me this for free, y'all. I invested hundreds of hours diving deep into learning all about grant winning processes like researching grants, applying for grants, talking to and learning from grant check writers, testing applications, winning grants, and learning with grant writers and studying this skill via courses and programs and trainings and communities to help me uncover why only 1% of Black women win grants and 99% lose. Which one you want to be in? Put 1 in the chat if you want to be in that 1%. Because I started documenting the patterns. I started testing and teaching and refining them. Any other 1%ers that need to know what this looks like? Because what I discovered is that most people either never apply for a grant or they try to apply but get denied because they don't know what to say to get their applications approved. Put approved in the chat if you want to know how to do that, because there's a difference between applying and approval. I need you to approve yourself first. So let me see some approves in the chat. Let me clean off my little spectacles here, my shades, because I got some smudges. Your girl been working. I want to see y'all's comments clear here. Let me see. Right now everything is blurry. We got 3 people approved. 4. I see you, Cindy. Okay. Some of y'all ready to get approved. So in 2022, I started teaching Black women who had small businesses how to find, apply for, and win grants using my secrets for winning. And then God led me to post a video on TikTok for all of my 400 followers on where to find grants. And y'all, it went viral with almost 1 million views today and hundreds of comments from women like you requesting my mentorship on how to win grants for their business. This is when I created what's called the Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship Program. It's over at thegrantgame.com if you want to go over there and be nosy. It's in a little whiteboard right above my head, thegrantgame.com. I've also been able to give away over $649,000 in partial program scholarships for our mentees to come work with me. So stay tuned and I'll share more about how you can too, okay? Now we have over 89,000 TikTok followers. So if you're not following this page, go ahead and follow this page. I want to give you a second to click that little plus sign and follow us. We have almost 1,000 Black women in our business grant program that have been served. And we just crossed the $500,000 mark in grant wins. Can we get a little commotion for the grant wins, okay? I don't teach theory, y'all. I don't give made up stories or made up businesses or fictitious numbers of our wins. These are real people winning real money. I test this in real life as well by finding, applying for, and winning grants for my own business while helping Black women do the same thing for theirs too. So I'm able to teach Black women with for-profit small businesses how to win because I started exactly where you currently are. I needed funding. I was hoping to win. I was searching for help, but I did not know where to start, and nobody was teaching the grant winning process clearly. Put clear in the chat if you like, break it down for me step by step. Y'all need that type of help too? Let me know. Because this is why I'm here. And this is why my mentorship program, the Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship Program, exists, because grants are a game, y'all, and you must learn how to apply to win. Okay? There's a difference between applying just to applying thinking it's a lottery, applying just to see if you'll get it, versus applying to be like, yeah, I'm about to win this. Okay? It's an attitude shift. So what I've done is built a system for future grant winners. That's what we call you, because you're on your way to winning when you use what I teach. And this combination and teaching style is very rare in the grant space, because we're not just sharing a random list of grants with you and telling you to go apply. We're also not doing the work for you. I teach from a self-empowerment lens, because I believe that when you have the skill you need to win a grant, you can go do it over and over again, because you're not depending on someone else to do this work for you. So very few others in this space have personal wins and student wins and documented patterns and repeatable systems. And that's where my authority come in. So let me know if this is you. Have you been trying, searching, applying, or thinking about applying for grants? Let me know in the chat. Put me in the chat if any of these apply to you, because maybe you've even found yourself trying to hire someone to apply for grants on your behalf, hoping that it would be easier, but you still haven't won anything. Just put me in the chat. We don't know which one you're confessing to, but you're confessing nevertheless, okay? As a result of all this, you could be feeling stressed out. You could be feeling overwhelmed and anxious and confused and alone. Thinking, oh, does this even work? Does my business even qualify? Is this legit? Is this a scam? Is it even possible? Can my business even win a grant? Any confessions? Have you thought any of these things? Let me know, because I've spent time learning how this works by testing, applying, and studying, and I'm sharing it with you so you won't have to stay stuck in confusion after today. Look at Gracefully. She got her little emojis raising their hands, honey. My process helps you find the time to apply for grants faster. And most grant applications we submit and win take less than about an hour, because of the systems that I built for my mentees. So that 1 hour, y'all, spent on a grant application can become your funding for starting your business, creating another revenue stream for your business, creating a repeatable way to bring in money for your business. That's why I call it a funding skill, because once you learn it, you can repeat it. And my favorite part is, Fuego is saying, she doesn't personally have a need for grants right now. She's providing her own funds to start her business and knowledge. And so this knowledge comes in handy. And also for those who just want to learn and pass it on. So we've had people help others apply for grants using this information and joining us in our mentorship program. So if you are a Black woman, for-profit small business owner, and you're trying to find out how other people keep winning grants and you can't even find one, this moment is for you. I've shared my little known secret that helped me win over $1 million without hiring a grant writer, because again, you don't need someone else to do this for you. This is where most people have their very first breakthrough and grants actually start making sense. If this is starting to make sense to you, put me in the chat, because I shared with you that our grant winners learn positioning. Because once you learn positioning, you can find, apply for, and win grants as a Black woman with a for-profit small business. And that learning is that skill that pays. I shared with you how I've helped 23 Black women win over $504,000 once they followed my process and not randomly applying for grants. And I mentioned how they learned to produce their own wins through qualification, preparation, positioning, and consistency. And we've discussed how my 90-day grant winning process shaves hours off of how long you may have thought it takes to apply for grants. So you can win your first or next small business grant when you have structure. You can prepare your business for your next small business grant application in less than 90 days. That's how soon my mentees win their first grant. I'll tell y'all about some of their wins in just a moment. But using what I teach inside my mentorship program, you can build your own grant pipeline using what I call my grants on demand technique. And this is a list of vetted grants that I have gone through that are specifically for Black women. And they also have grant funded opportunities for Black women, for-profit small business owners. So you can start applying for grants with strategy, because that's the difference between winning and waiting to win. We'll say it like that, okay? Grants can actually become a newfound revenue for your business, like it has for some of our top grant winners in my mentorship program. Put winners in the chat if you want to hear about a few of the winners that I got in mind. I want to tell y'all about their businesses and let you see the difference in their wins. Just put win in the chat if you want to know, if you know. See. Win or winners. Okay, we got a couple notes of people in here. So Tay, she's a swim instructor in New York, and she has won over $85,000 in grants, awards, contests, giveaways, scholarships, and sponsorships for her business. Ashley is an organic skincare brand owner in Colorado, and she has won over $49,000 in grant wins, in small business pitch competitions, in a stipend, a scholarship for her business. Deanna Joy, she is a nonprofit grant writer, and she has won over $160,000 for her for-profit small business and her clients. Raven DuVernay is a Black woman farmer in Baltimore, and she has won $100,710 for her business. Brittany is a commercial kitchen owner in Virginia, and she just won her first $15,000 pitching her business for 5 minutes live on stage in a small business pitch competition. Victoria is a podcaster, and she just won her first $1,000 in 3 minutes live on stage in a small business pitch competition. And Dawn is a barbecue restaurant owner in Detroit, and she just won $9,500 in a small business grant that allowed her to purchase a new fridge freezer combo, some brisket, and some pantry items for her restaurant. And it also gave her a little financial cushion for her business when she had to take some time off. There are many more of these success stories and testimonials I share over at thegrantgame.com. Again, our website right here above my head. What separates winners is preparation. And this is why I teach a repeatable method, because when you learn this process, you get to stop guessing. Let me show you what happens when Black women learn how to do this using what I teach inside my mentorship program. One of my mentees decided to really lock in and learn what I teach. So in 90 days, she just applied. She said she was spending 10 to 12 hours at the library every day for 12 weeks. She ended up applying for over $700,000 in grants without paying someone else to do this work for her. She actually said, you know, Dr. AJ, I don't think I could have had the same outcome if someone else would have did this for me. As a result, she has won almost 6 figures in small business grants and grant funded opportunities. So this is what happens when you learn the skill. Put the number 6 in the chat if you could use an extra 6 figures, or you're willing to go after that amount of money. Anybody? Let me know, because our grant winners know where to look. They understand grant requirements. They tell clear stories that get them funded. So they know how this works. They apply consistently and they track funding opportunities. So let's talk about what you really want for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business, because it's not just funding. I'm going to tell you what it is in a minute. But type me in the chat if this is you. Let me see if this is you. You want to secure funding by successfully winning a grant for your business. Put me in the chat. Let me know. You want to see multiple deposits with several zeros in your business bank account. Put me in the chat. You want to be able to say, I know how to do this again and again if I want to. Anybody? You want to go from trying to win grants consistently to winning grants consistently in your business. Me? In the chat? Oh, okay. Is this you? You're ready to go from guessing, Googling, and getting someone else to do this work for you, knowing that you can do this and keep your money in your pocket? Put me in the chat if that's you. And finally, you're also looking forward to not just hoping you get a grant, but actually positioning your business to apply and get approved within the next 90 days that are going to come and go anyway. So you might as well win some money for your business. Okay, let's clear the air, because I know someone put a question earlier about types of businesses that win grants, or have you heard of grants for this type of business, or can my type of business win a grant? Almost any type of business can qualify and apply for a grant, because every business has needs like inventory, equipment, marketing, software, training, staff, office upgrades, branding, events, technology. Can anyone use a grant for any of those? I think I almost ran out of fingers there. Just put me in the chat, or put up your waving hands for all 5-10 fingers. Growth costs money, y'all, and grants can help growth. They can fund that growth. I know what it feels like to want to see your name attached to funding, knowing that this is real and it can happen for you again and again. So I know many of you are thinking, I want to see my name on a check. I want to see deposits. I want to see my first or next approval email. Congratulations emails. Those are so much fun to get. Y'all, they're my favorite type. Well, my second types of favorite emails to get. My first favorite is to get the emails from women who are winning in our mentorship. Like, I got my first grant, I can't believe. Or I just submitted my first application. Who am I even? So that is why I do this work, y'all. So you don't have to figure out how to get there alone, because I spent the hours learning, the days testing, the weeks applying, the months studying, and the years winning. I got so tired. I told my clients I'm retiring from applying just a little while at the top of the year. I'm already back in the game. I got 2 applications out as we speak, but I have a lot of fun helping women win as well. So what happens when you win grants is not just about money. It's also emotional. Your identity, your behavior, your confidence, your expectations change, y'all. You move from like, I hope, to I apply. You move from like, I wish, to like, ooh, I'm positioned. You move from like, I wonder, to like, nah, I know. So right now you're deciding, will I keep guessing, or will I learn the process? Will I stay overwhelmed, or will I get structure? Will I stay hopeful, or will I become prepared? So you have 2 options. Either keep guessing how to win, or learn my grant winning process. Because the difference between winners and observers is structure. And you may now realize that you don't lack opportunity or potential. You actually lack a grant winning process. And that's why I built my mentorship program around the proven process of teaching you how to find, apply for, and win grants as a Black woman with a for-profit small business. And I also teach you how to use my framework to help you prepare your grant applications faster. So you're not just learning what to do, but you're learning how grant winners think. If you're serious about learning the skill and not just watching videos and saving posts and hoping to win a grant someday, I invite you to join us over at thegrantgame.com. That's my website right above my head in our little whiteboard here, thegrantgame.com. And this is our mentorship program called the Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship. Remember, GAME is an acronym for Grant Application Mentorship for Entrepreneurs, specifically Black women with for-profit small businesses that would like to learn how to find, apply for, and win grants. And inside the Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship program, you'll learn how to find grant opportunities and position your business for them. That's the key to winning. I teach you how to prepare strong small business grant applications, and also how to build your own grant funding pipeline, meaning the 13 secret places to go and find grants to apply for, and how to get grants to approach you. And by the way, No grant is approaching you on social media in your inbox. So be aware, okay? This is why I teach this, so you can avoid what's out there that's trying to scam you or distract you or just take your money flat out, okay? But I teach how to stay consistent in applying for legit grant opportunities for your small business. So you can join us in the Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship Program over at the GrantG.com. And when you join now, you'll get in for the $297 scholarship price. That is what I'm able to offer it at, because we give away scholarships as I win grants. So that's why I keep applying and winning on your behalf. Regular investment is $997, but grants allow me to take care of that first $700 for you. So you're investing $297. That's our scholarship price. And there is Klarna, there's Afterpay, there's Affirm, and Cash Pay if you need payment arrangement options. And the first person to join us today while I'm on live gets a bonus call with me. A whole hour for us to sit together on the phone and talk about your business, what you're doing, why you need a grant, where to find those grants, and what you need to be putting on those grant applications to help you get positioned to win. The real difference is not intelligence, y'all. It's a decision. And the women who join us and win grants usually decide, you know what, I'm done guessing. I'm learning this process. I'm finally becoming fundable in my business, because the real transformation is not just winning one grant, but becoming someone who knows how to win again and again. So I invite you to join us inside the Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship Program over at thegrantgame.com. It only takes 2 minutes to join us. And inside my mentorship program, you'll learn how to find grants, how to apply correctly, how to use AI to cheat a little bit, and it ain't like you think, okay? I'm going to teach you how we're winning grants by telling our stories and positioning our impact, and you get to learn how to qualify for grants faster than you thought it took you, okay? This is why I say you can do this on your own, because this is going to build your confidence in applying for grants for your business. And you're also going to learn how to stop fearing rejection, okay? It's a part of the process. I want to teach you how to build this lifelong repeatable funding skill while writing stronger grant applications and essays. And a lot of y'all fear that part, but let me talk you through that real quick, because this is what we do inside the Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship Program. So the real question to ask is, can you afford $297, or how long will the scholarship price be available? The question you need to be asking is, can you afford to stay where you are? Stuck? Using your own limited funding, because you know eventually that runs out, especially if you ain't making a whole lot of sales in your business. But grants can help you out of that. Tay is here, y'all. She's one of our grant winners I just told you about. Remember that lady? 85K in grant wins in New York, swim instructor. She's here. Everybody say, hey, Tay, in the chat. Tay, say hey to the people. She is a real human being. She just joined us. Hey, Tay, Nika saying, Tay, Drex. So, what I was telling y'all is that you want to find a way to stop paying out of pocket on your own. You're able to start your business, sustain your business, and scale your business using other people's money, or OPM. Put OPM in the chat if you want to learn how to do that, because money is currently available to you through millions of dollars in grants. Trust me. Tay has a resume. I was swiping through the other day of all her grant wins, all the emails, all the photo ops she got holding her checks and her awards. She just won $20,000 at the top of this year. That check is so pretty. You can see it over at thegrantgame.com. It's on display. You can see Raven's check as well, that $100,710 that Black woman farmer won. All of that is there. So they have access to the millions of dollars in grants and grant funded opportunities that are also waiting on you to just apply to be selected to win. Because if all my mentorship program did for you is help you win your first $1,000 to $10,000 in small business grants, or if all it did was help you win your first business incubator, accelerator, fellowship, scholarship, or bursary, or stipend, like Tay has recently, or if all it did was help you land your first sponsorship or partnership, or win your first small business pitch competition or contest or giveaway or award, like Tay has won all of these things, y'all, would that be worth $297? Let me know in the chat. And also, let's talk about your real fears, like, I always get rejected. Well, here's an update. Winners get rejected too. Okay, it's part of the process. But what winners do differently is they refine their answers and they apply again and again until they win, especially when you have the magic formula, this structure, how to position your business to win, and your applications are getting better and better every time you apply. Also, you are a Black woman, small business owner in the United States of America. You have overcome harder things than getting rejected from a grant. Another fear y'all tell me that you have is, I don't know where to start. I'm scared. When you stop waiting and you learn exactly what you need to do to start qualifying and preparing your business with the right grants and the right grant funding opportunities for your business and submitting those applications for funding that your business is actually eligible for, that's when you know you're closer to your next small business grant win, and it's worth getting started today. Y'all also tell me, I don't know what to say on the applications. What story should I tell? So you might think you need perfect writing. What I can almost guarantee you is that in order to win your first or next grant, all you need is clear positioning, because grant applications want social impact, which I teach you about in the mentorship. They want your story, which I teach you how to tell at a $100,000 level and a $50,000 level, depending on how much funding you're applying for. And then they want your mission. They want to know what you're doing. Why are you doing that? So, even if you're not a good grant writer, or not grant writer, but like a writer, like y'all think you need to write like college essay style or write a paper or a book. If you're applying for grants, it's easy as following a simple application that answers questions about your business. Grant applications are structured to where you're simply answering questions that explain what you do, who you help, and why it matters enough for you to qualify for funding. And then y'all also tell me that, I'm overwhelmed. It's a lot of work. It looks overwhelming. You may think you can't do this, but applying for grants online is a learnable skill, which is why I tell y'all, number one, AI can help you move faster, and I teach you how to use AI to win grants, and it's not like you think, okay? But it is a cheat code that you didn't know about. And in order not to feel overwhelmed about grants, you only want to apply for one grant at a time for one business at a time. I know you is smart and you is kind and you is important and you got a lot of ideas for business, but babes, choose one. Apply for one grant for one business and then move on to the next. And apply for another grant for your other business and then move on to the next. Let's get you one grant win and show you how you can repeat this for any business, anytime you want to start it, sustain it, and scale it to the next level. I also give you a small business grant application roadmap for what to do every day for the next 2 to 4 weeks in the grant application process. And by the way, you can win more than one grant. You can win grants as a beginner with no sales in your business. So if you have a fear of applying for grants and doing it wrong or don't want to look unqualified, that's how y'all talk to me, I just want to encourage you not to disqualify yourself. Fear means that you really, really want this opportunity. So all you need to do is follow instructions by clearly answering the questions on the grant application and hit submit using what I teach you to do. Let the grant check writers decide on you becoming their next winner, okay? And I share a copy of one of my grant winning applications to show you how I won a grant. Literally, you get to read my essay answers, and the grant made notes on my application, and they told, it was supposed to be an inner office email, but I got hold of it. So they told us, because I share it with you, why they chose me. So I'm excited to share that with you. It's in the mentorship. So we've covered why most small business owners never win grants and the mistakes that they make. We also talked about why hiring a grant writer can actually slow your growth, and it still does not guarantee you a win. And listen, y'all, information alone does not produce results. If you're serious about getting my help and getting mentored through how to structure your small business grant application in order to win your first or next small business grant as a Black woman with a for-profit small business between $1,000 and $10,000 in the next 90 days, let me know when you join us over at thegrantgame.com. That is our website. It takes 2 minutes to join us. The Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship Program is $297. There are payment plans available through Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, and Cash Pay. And the first person to join us today gets a bonus call with me. So you can keep guessing, Googling, and randomly applying, or you can learn the skill that actually pays. And the women in my mentorship program who win consistently are not lucky. They are trained. I am a professional trainer. Y'all heard that degree from Mercer University. So if you want to become a trained grant winner, go claim your partial scholarship to come join us when you're ready at thegrantgame.com, and let's build your funding strategy. Because heart to heart, y'all, this is not just about grants. This is about what funding represents. And my favorite realization of this recently is when I was thinking through Tay's wins and how her daughter Maddie gets to watch her mama win, and how her husband Josh gets to see mama win and bring in money to the household. So this is offering relief from stressing about money and where money is coming from, and feeling behind and wondering, how will I fund my business and grow this idea that I have? It actually represents the security of knowing that your business has support and you have new financial options available to you, especially if you either are not making a lot of money in your business right now, or you haven't made money in your business right now, or you're wanting to keep all the money that you make in your business and get somebody else to do it through that OPM, which is other people's money. So you're not alone in trying to figure this out. I got you. And I know you want to be able to say, I did it. I finally applied and I know my grant application was good. And I finally won a grant. So I remember what that felt like, seeing my first win and my first approval email and then my first deposit, and thinking, oh, okay, this is real. This really works. I can do this again. And I want that moment for you, if you're ready. Not just the money, but also the shift in your beliefs. The moment that you realize, you know what? I belong in rooms where funding happens. I remember that feeling. I can just see it in my head. When I was invited, I was flown out to New York this time last year, twice. Thousands upon thousands of dollars traveling for them to get me there. And when I walked into the room and I seen my name card, Dr. A.J. Austin, on the table, they had literally saved a seat just for me. I'm trying to pull up a chair next to me and invite you into those rooms, y'all, because this was exclusive. They were talking about $500,000 in funding, and child talking about millions like it was liquid gold. And we were in the room. So again, if you're trying to figure this out alone, you're going to spend months researching and testing and guessing. But I also want you to know that you don't have to do that. You also don't have to try to hire someone to do this for you, because you'll end up spending $5,000 to $10,000. Plus, they're going to want their money up front, y'all. They don't wait after, because even they know they can't guarantee you a win, and you still will not understand how grants really work. So if you do nothing, you stay where you are. If you learn the skill, you gain a repeatable funding process and a long-term business skill and a system that you can use again and again. So the real comparison is $297 versus years of guessing, missed funding opportunities, delayed growth, and continuing not to know how to win grants for your business. And when you look at it that way, it becomes a very simple decision. The biggest fear is not in joining, it's in staying stuck. It's what scares people the most, wishing that they had started sooner. Because what happens if nothing changes is another year of missed funding. And that could mean your business growth gets delayed. And you think, I really should have taken this process seriously and gotten started learning earlier. Because trial and error and guessing and continuing to make mistakes, that's expensive. And I know, because I made those mistakes. I've wasted time. And you don't want to stay where you are, applying for the wrong types of grants, learning things the hard way like I had to, but I did it so you don't have to, okay? So the question becomes simple. Do you want to stay where you are, or do you want to become someone who knows how to access funding? Because if a grant could return $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, the math is simple. But if you never position yourself, you never get considered. And the grants and grant funded opportunities usually go to those who are prepared. So if you want confidence and a repeatable skill and you don't want to stay stuck, if that is you, go to thegrantgame.com and join us. If you're serious, if you're ready to learn how to finally stop guessing your way through grants, because the only difference between women who eventually win and women who don't usually comes down to the decision to become prepared by learning and applying and staying consistent. And the real goal is not just winning one grant, it's becoming someone who knows how to access funding. And that's what I teach in the Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship Program over at thegrantgame.com. So go there when you're ready. It's $297 to join us today. Payment arrangements are available through Klarna, Afterpay, and Affirm, and Cash Pay. And the first person to join us today gets a bonus call with me. Imagine 90 days from now, if nothing happens, if nothing changes, and you're still searching and saving posts and saying you want funding, but you're still not applying for or winning grants consistently. How would that feel? Okay, now let's imagine the opposite. It's 90 days from today, and you finally understand how grants work, and you know where to look for grants, and you know and understand what funders want, and you have confidently submitted your applications for grants, and you're getting responses instead of getting ghosted by grants. Which version do you want? Because that's the real decision. As I mentioned, I've tested hundreds of applications. I've applied for hundreds of thousands of dollars in grants and grant funded opportunities. And I've made the mistakes applying for grants that I actually didn't qualify for, and taking too long to get those applications submitted, missing deadlines, child, not understanding what we call grant funder language, and trying to figure it out alone. But again, I went through that process so you don't have to. So let me remind you of what you're getting inside the Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship Program. It's a proven process. It's a grant finding system, and it's application preparation frameworks, funding strategy, community, real examples, real winners, and a repeatable skill. So right now you're at a decision point where you can do nothing, you can keep guessing, you can keep hoping, or you can learn the process and start doing and positioning. This program is not for everyone. It's for women who are really ready to learn and to apply. This is for women who are tired of guessing and they are ready to become fundable while building another income stream for their business, because the real difference between women who win and women who don't usually comes down to the decision to start. So your future grant wins are on the other side of your decision to become prepared. Go to thegrantgame.com. It's right above our head in our little white box, thegrantgame.com. Let me know when you join. This is the Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship Program. Go when you're ready. It's $297 to join us today. Payment arrangements are available through Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, and Cash Pay. And the first person to join us today gets a bonus call with me. Are there any questions about anything we've been talking about since I've been hanging out with y'all? Let me know. This just excites me so much, y'all. I love talking about how Black women with for-profit small businesses can find, apply for, and win grants for their business. And I love hearing when our women make their first win. And they're like, I didn't even know I could do this. I didn't know this was possible. Thank you so much, Dr. AJ. I'm so glad I came on your live that one day and joined and to be among the winners. So any questions, y'all let me know. Any questions about joining us? Any questions about anything we talked about today? Let me know in the chat. If not, I'll go ahead and wrap us up. But I wanted to jump on and hang out and just, see what y'all needed in this grant space when it comes to winning money for your business. For those of you who are just ready to move forward and not wanting to stay stuck just answering or asking questions. Because a lot of people just like to talk about what they don't have or what hasn't worked or I haven't won yet, or what about this and what about that. We answer all the what abouts in the mentorship over at thegrantgame.com. So when you join us during the live, I can go ahead and send you out your welcome packet. I'm about to start sending those emails as we speak. Give me one moment. I got a lot of tabs open. Welcome to our very first person. I see you, girl. Welcome to the Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship Program. Congratulations on claiming your scholarship. Let me pull up your email address here really quickly and get you your welcome packet. I think I'm clicking on the wrong thing. So inside the welcome packet, I am emailing out right now. You'll get access to the learning portal. I'm going to walk you through what that looks like. Let me get your email here. Find the right inbox. I'm in the wrong one all the time. Lord, I thought It's the right one. Okay. Let me get your email to you while I'm live so I do not forget. And for those of you who are over at thegrantgame.com joining us, let me know when you join. Again, it takes 2 minutes to join us. I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm excited. I had a lot of coffee earlier too, but I'm here with y'all. That's what gave me the strength to be here. So when you join us, you get an email from me right away, live on air. And then, okay, let me copy, paste, and send. Hold on. Paste. Send. There we go. Okay. I just sent out our welcome packet to our first mentee who just joined us in the mentorship program. Let me know you got your email, my dear, if you're still here with us. Y'all don't like for me to say y'all government names on the internets and stuff, so I ain't trying to put your business out there, but just let me know if you're still live with us that you got your email. Okay. And those of you who are still joining us, welcome. I'm going to be sending out your emails as well after the live. We're about to wrap up here in just a few moments. If you guys have any final questions before I go, I'm happy to answer those questions as long as they're about grants and how to find grants as a Black woman with a for-profit small business. Classy says, you see me? Classy, tell me where I'm looking, girl. What we looking for? Woohoo, super inside. Okay, so okay. I ain't want to listen. I just blindly copying and pasting. I ain't gonna, welcome, Classy, to the Grant G.A.M.E Mentorship. Congratulations on getting your scholarship prize to join us today. And open your email and click the link in your email, okay? And let me know. Well, I'll get an email when you click it. Click the link that I'm talking about in your email because it's going to take you to our learning portal. And in the portal, it has so much information. I'm so excited. We're actually doing an onboarding call, Classy. I'm about to add you as well to our email list to get a reminder to come join me on our upcoming onboarding call. And remember how to do that real quick. But what we're going to do is also walk through exactly how to be successful in this program. Even though your email lays all that out, I want to walk y'all through it live. And I know y'all like hanging out with me. So we're going to do a special call coming up. And I want to make sure you're in the building. All right, let me add you here. Boom, boom. I don't know why I don't like your email address. Okay, we'll figure that out in just un momento. Any questions before I go? Let me know. Elizabeth Ray, hey, welcome back, girl. You said, what do you consider a small business is anyone who has made less than $1 million. Some, like the SBA, might define it as less than $500,000. That's a small business. Small businesses usually have very few employees. So for those of us who are actually micro businesses, but a lot of people don't understand that term. Micro is usually like it's just you and less than 5 people on your team. We're micro in that case. Solopreneurs, okay? It's us by ourselves. We running things, okay? That's a small business. You know, you'll see it defined, but usually it's under $1 million, under $500,000 with a very small team. Do you qualify, Elizabeth Ray? Are you a small business owner? Let me know, girl. You know, you just joined us yesterday in the mentorship. So let me know if you have questions about the program. You can always email me as well. That's one of the bonuses of joining the mentorship program. You have access to me 24/7 via email with any of your grant related questions. Okay, you said I am. You're new to the industry. Welcome, girl. You're going to learn so much. Owning a business, being a small business owner is so much fun. So much fun. Like, my heart just warms when I see people on TikTok quitting their job and starting businesses for themselves. And I'm like, Lord, I hope they make it. I hope they hang in there. It's a lot, but when you really commit to it and you see all the resources available to us, like grants and like funding, it opens up a whole new world, and it shows you like a newfound strength and skill that you didn't even know you had. Like, I have seen myself standing on stages and in rooms like, look at me, especially getting on a plane this time last year for the second time ever in my life. And I'm like 1,000,000 feet in the air, like, I am on a plane. A grant paid for me to be on this plane. I was having my own freak out moment with just having a whole conversation with Jesus about being off the ground. But a grant did that. And I was so proud of myself for going through that process. And now I have like an extra $500 Delta credit that never expires, that I can go fly anytime I want. Grants got me into that space, girl. So God is so good. So I'm excited for those of you who are new to this journey, whether it's business, whether it's grants for the first time. It's a lot of fun. And knowing that you got support behind you, you know, someone waiting to answer the questions that you may have. That's me. Especially in the grant space. She says, yes, that's my goal, to leave my job. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. You're so welcome. Now, I'll never tell anyone to quit their job. You'll never hear me say that. Everybody's skills are different. However, I love the people. Like, we had a TSA agent on here yesterday. You know, in the news, they have not been getting paid recently. And she's like, I got to figure this out, honey, because this is for the birds. So she was in here learning about grants for her business. I was like, get your money, sis. And for all 300,000 Black women that have been laid off recently, and the economy has shifted. The economy has shifted for Black women. I knew majority of them would come over into the entrepreneurship space. So I was like, let me teach them how to get this money. And as a result, we're seeing the grant space shift, honey, in such a good way. And it's causing us to call forth our strength that we knew was there, but the situation presented itself to be like, let me show up. Shoulders back, head up, chest out. And you start walking into that calling that y'all tell me, God gave me this idea for this business. I just need a grant. I'm like, well, you better get on that stage and pitch. You better get on that stage and tell them people about your business and why you need this funding and why they need to give it to you. And that's how you get funded. And when you win that first grant, it ain't nothing like it. Nothing like it. And my favorite part is, again, having someone to celebrate that with. And I'm that person. Tell them, Tay, anytime my mentees win, I'm like, you better send me a screenshot of that congratulations email. You better send me a picture of that check. Girl, send me pictures from the event. Tay has been all over New York in photo shoots, basically, winning awards and grants. I'm like, send me a picture, send me a video. You know I'm nosy. I want to be there with you. It's like I'm right there, okay? So I'm excited to see women enter into this grant space, learning how to get funding for their business. And it's important as a skill. And my favorite part is a lot of people don't know about this space yet. So we get to get in and get the goods. So I'm excited to share what I know. Honey says, do you get grants through the Fed or the state? Neither. We're in the for-profit space. So federal grants and state grants and nonprofit grants, that's for nonprofits. We're not in that space. We're in the for-profit space. So our funding comes from corporations, foundations, associations, and organizations. So one of my biggest grant wins was through Goldman Sachs, an investment firm based in Manhattan, New York. So for-profit corporation has money set aside, millions of dollars, to help Black women. And as a result of me going through these programs and getting this funding, I'm able to share these opportunities with our mentees as well. So that's where our funding comes from. You said you're a social worker, very demanding. Yeah, you got to make your own way, girl. And that's why we're here. So that's all I got, y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I did want to do a live today and answer any questions you guys have. And hopefully you've picked up something that's really going to help you along the way. For those of you who have joined us in the mentorship program, either I've already sent your email or give me a minute after I get off the live. Let me catch my breath and I'll send you your email with your welcome packet. Again, the way to join us is over at thegrantgame.com for the next 90 days. Come learn how to find, apply for, and win your first $1,000 to $10,000 in small business grants. And I'm happy to walk you through what that looks like. I did want to, I said I was going to scroll back up because I saw that I missed some comments earlier while I was teaching y'all. I get caught up. Okay. Thank you to everyone who has liked the live. We got 16,000 likes. I'm fancy, so I got to put on a little lip oil. I be going through this stuff. Our little AI has been summarizing what I've been talking about with you guys. If you have any final questions before I go, now is the time to put it in the chat. And once I try not to get a headache scrolling through these comments backwards, I will go ahead and wrap us up. I just wanted to make sure I answered everyone's questions. I didn't miss anything. And you guys know how to find me for us to work together. It's over at blackwomeningrants.com. You can learn all about our mentorship program, or you can dive right in as a mentee today for only $297 over at thegrantgame.com. You don't have to inbox me or tell me your story. I'm going to just be like, girl, what questions you got about the GrantGA.M.E? Have you been to the GrantGA.M.E? Did you check out the GrantGA.M.E? Did you sign up for the mentorship program over at the GrantGA.M.E? There you go. So, okay. I think I'm almost through scrolling. Hold on. My phone is so slow. I think I need to reset it. My little smoothie. Y'all hear I clean? All right. I think I answered all y'all's questions. If I did not and you didn't put it in there, child, I'll see y'all next time. Make sure you follow this page. So funny laughing at me. Turn your notifications on for when we go live again. Follow Black Women in Grants. Black Women in Grants. We are the official grant winners. All right. Thank y'all for hanging out. Until we meet again, my friends, y'all have a phenomenal rest of your day. And I'll see y'all soon. God bless. Bye, future grant winners.